All right, well, it's in like 8 seconds.
All right, we ready?
Not yet. He's going to give us the cue.
Mm-hmm. And we are live at the West Quad Gymnasium in Brooklyn, New York for Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball live on YouTube.com, your home for everything Brooklyn. Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Perriente alongside my broadcast partner, Zach Budnick. Our first game together of the 2020 season. And, Zach, the Brooklyn College women's Bulldogs are off to a very good start, 8-4 on the year, coming off a very impressive victory 2 nights ago at the Sportsplex at Hunter College.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is the redemption game from last season when they faced against each other at the CUNYAC finals at Hunter College as well. Lady Bulldogs coming out very, very strong, certainly being led by Chanel Jamat. And the second quarter, they shut down their opponents. They literally got no points at all. And Hunter College, they were able to catch up in the second half and make it quite a game, but the Bulldogs were able to pull away with a victory and start the year 2020 1-1.
Absolutely, and that second quarter proved a very big difference. As the Bulldogs now are 8-4, they are atop the CUNYAC Conference. They are in first place, unbeaten in CUNYAC play, 2-0 on the year. Still a lot of games to go, and in this half of the year, Zach, the CUNYAC is going to be the strongest schedule the Bulldogs now have to see the rest of the year. The question is, will they be able to run the table for the rest of this half?
Short answer is yes, because time and again we have seen the Lady Bulldogs, no matter what season it is, no matter who they have on their team, they're always able to play through pain and turmoil, and they're always able to beat their opponents. The only relief that they have is going to be coming up this Saturday against the College of Staten Island, who are no longer a CUNYAC team. But the rest of the CUNYAC, they always know how to play against their opponents. I think the only real big test that they have coming up is going to be against Baruch College.
Baruch is 8-2 on the year. They are one of the top teams in CUNYAC. They've really had a renaissance year from their glory days back when we first started these broadcasts in 2011. They were one of the most dominant CUNYAC teams around. Also, the John Jay Bloodhounds have also come out of nowhere. They're not a team to be slept on anymore either for both the men and the women. So the Bulldogs will definitely be seeing John Jay in a couple of weeks. They'll first meet them right here at the Quad. So it'll be a very interesting meeting when the women's Bulldogs take on the Bloodhounds. But we'll get to that game a little later on in the year.
Yeah, but unlike other schools where they have like a complete transformation, the Bulldogs, even though they switch a lot of players time and again, they still are being led by Taylor George and Chanel Jamat. They're doing absolutely phenomenal. We look at the stats real quick. Chanel Jamat is leading everybody on the court with 189 points, averaging 10.7 rebounds per game. She picked up her 6th double-double this season in last game against Hunter.
She's on pace, if Jamat keeps this up, she's on pace to get 1,000 points this year. She's closing in on that number very quickly. I may even go out on a limb and say she might even become eventually the all-time leader in Bulldogs points. I think the all-time record was held by Sheila Zephyr, who has over 1,400 points. And Chanel Jamat, if she keeps the pace she's going on, she might reach that mark.
It could very well happen.
By the end of her career. But let's go back to this game for the Bulldogs. They're taking on the Lehman College Lightning, who are 1-11 this year. They were coming off a win against Medgar Evers the other night. Their top scorer is Nina Gill, who's averaging 20.5 points per game. She came off a 46-point performance.
Yeah, and I believe she was named CUNYAC Player of the Week with that performance. The Lehman College Lightning, several years ago, we know that they won the CUNYAC championship game. I don't remember if it was against Baruch or Brooklyn College.
The championship was against Brooklyn.
It was against Brooklyn. That's right, because I showed up.
Del Rosario hit that big bucket before the half.
Because I showed up at the very end. That's why.
Yep.
So the Lehman College Lightning, it's just a completely different team. They're in a rebuild mode. They're playing with a very short bench, and it could be a very easy game for Brooklyn College, but like we've seen time and again, you're not going to take advantage of any type of opponent. So the Bulldogs are certainly going to keep up their game. But like you said, it is Nina Gill who's leading her team with 246 points, shooting 327 from the field, 253-point range. The two players that the Bulldogs are going to be looking out for from downtown is Fatomarada Trawella and Shayna Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Both of them shooting, let's see, look at the stats real quick, if I'm looking correctly. 12 for 44 is Trawella, and 11 for 79, Shayna Gonzalez. So they're still getting the opportunities.
Yeah.
And knowing the Bulldogs, if you allow players like them to keep getting those opportunities, you never know. They might be able to get those baskets and take the game away from them.
I spoke to assistant coach Rocco Soletto before this game began, and he talked about how much better the defense has been getting for this club. The turnovers are still kind of a thing that's still going to flare up every now and again, but I think you have to like the way these Bulldogs are coming out. We'll see if they can continue their winning ways as we are just about set to begin this game. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip-off of this game in a moment, but we're going to turn it over to our PA announcer, Alan Zero, for the playing of our national anthem. We'll be right back. And a very beautiful rendition of our national anthem as we are now getting set and ready to begin this first game of our doubleheader between the Brooklyn College Bulldogs and the Lehman College Lightning. Before we begin, just want to go through a couple of injuries for both teams. Brooklyn College women are going to be down Kaylin Richburg today. Ankle injury suffered a couple games ago. She will be back to return on Saturday. Women will also not have Kayla Trombone active for this game for undisclosed reasons that I will not explain. For Lehman, Melinda Balich, Kayla Abreu, and Melissa Sepulveda are all three of them are out for this game. As we now get ready to begin the starting lineups, we'll start with the visiting Lehman College Lightning. First up is Fatamado Trowale, the 5'5 junior out of Holcomb Rucker High School from the Bronx, New York. She'll wear number 1 and start at the 1 position. Number 3, Rebecca Gritz, the 5'2 sophomore out of the Summit School from Bronx, New York. She will be wearing number 3 and start at the 2. Rachel Vasquez, the 5'10 junior out of Isla High School from the Bronx, New York. She'll be wearing number 5 and will start at the 3. Nina Gill, the top scorer on this Lehman team, the 5'11 forward center out of Hamilton High School from Elmsford, New York, will wear 23 and start at the 4. And Valeria Rojas, the 5'10 freshman out of Lycée Francois High School from the Bronx, will be wearing number 33 at the 5. For Brooklyn College, number 2, Michelle Pena, the 5'5 junior out of Maspeth High School from Elmhurst, New York. Taylor George, the 5-foot junior out of Whitehall High School from Whitehall, Pennsylvania, will wear number 22 and start at the 2. Sarah James, the 5'10 freshman out of James Madison High School, wearing 24 and will start at the 3. Erica James, the 5'8 freshman out of James Madison, the sister of Sarah James, will wear 32 and at the 4. And finally, Chanel Jamat, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, the 5'9 junior out of Leon M. Goldstein High School from Brooklyn, New York, will wear 33 at start at the 5. Bulldogs are coached by Alex Lang, entering his 18th season on this team. Eric Harrison's the head coach for Lehman. He's had a very storied career in CUNYAC play. The referees for this game are Neil Dack, the head ref, Ashley Olson, and Ivy Lynn.
So I'm not surprised that Coach Lang for the Bulldogs is starting his usual starting 5, but if it's going to be a big blowout, like if we're going to see at least a 3-point lead, then it's going to be very possible that we're going to see a lot of the bench players come in.
We're definitely going to see how things go here as Brooklyn starts off good. They win the opening tip, and it will be very interesting to see how they kick things off. Just like that, a shot from long range is no good from Erica James. Rebound by Lehman. Bulldogs have to get back defensively. Shot is up, no good. Rebound by Brooklyn. As the Bulldogs with 2 good defensive stops. Jamat on the drive, lays it up and in. Good finish by Chanel Jamat. Bulldogs off to a good start. 30 seconds into the game.
You know, that very first play, Erica James at the top of the key, she should have just been patient. Even though she had the wide open shot, she should be patient. Let the clock tick off and get a good play so that way you don't miss any opportunities.
That's the up-tempo play we need to see. We get a whistle. Foul is going to be called. We'll check the foul with 9:20 to go in the first. Oh, it's no foul, just a deflection out of bounds. And Lehman will take possession. As Brooklyn will have to continue to play this full court pressure. Layup shot there was no good. Brooklyn will take the rebound here.
You know, the Lightning, surprisingly, they're getting the opportunities at the beginning. They just can't seem to be able to finish the plays. And these are easy layups from the right.
It's always usually the Bulldogs get off to a bit of a slow start, and then they really click it into gear as the game goes on. So you get a couple of those cobwebs, you shake them off early. As the Bulldogs, you love the ball movement that's taking place early on. And there's a good long three downtown from Taylor George, and the Bulldogs go up 5-0.
Don't discredit the Lightning. They're getting the opportunities. I'm really surprised. Again, they're not finishing the plays.
Again, a good double team, and that drew a turnover. Brooklyn College will get possession with 8:43 remaining in the first. So, Zach, the Bulldogs really coming off to a very good start with the aggressive defense, the full court pressure early on.
You're absolutely right. They are doing a great job of moving the ball around.
And the ball movement continues, which is what you like to see. The turnovers were really the biggest concern for Brooklyn going forward. But right now the Bulldogs just have to keep the offense going. Here's a long three from Erica James. From Sarah James. It's no good. Rebound by Lehman. It's now Trawale with the ball. Bulldogs just have to keep the pressure on. Good layup on the drive, but couldn't finish by the Lightning, and Jamat gets the rebound. Bulldogs again coming out quick on the rebounding play. Jamat, beautiful on the drive and score. Going coast to coast goes Chanel Jamat. Bulldogs go up 7-0.
Nina Gill, who is the Lightning top scorer, she's had the possession many times, 3 attempted layups, and can't seem to be able to finish. I'm just curious as to what's going on with her.
I think the Bulldogs are just doing a good job taking away those early passing lanes. And again, another turnover. Ball was thrown away.
It's not the taking away the passing lanes. It's she's in the perfect position, and she takes the shot. They're just not going in.
Yeah, sometimes just the shots don't fall. And Lehman is already calling a 30-second timeout. So early on, the Bulldogs on a 7-0 run to begin this game.
It's certainly a smart timeout because you can tell that Nina Gill, even though she's getting the opportunity, she can't seem to finish. So I'm expecting to see head coach Eric Harrison of the Lightning to speak to her and the rest of the team. Maybe find other opportunities. Maybe get it to Trawella over the corner, or maybe Shayna Gonzalez over the top of the key to get those 3-point baskets.
I agree. And, it's very interesting you brought up Nina Gill was coming off that 46-point performance. And, sometimes you come off one of those great games, then you're due to have not as good of a game to follow. So you wonder if the Bulldogs will be able to kind of exploit that and just kind of keep Nina Gill uncomfortable throughout this game.
If the Bulldogs want to take the momentum away from the Lightning, they're just going to have to keep shooting the ball and scoring. They have to obviously take advantage of the fact that the Lightning can't seem to be able to finish the plays. Because other than that, aside from the fact that it's 7-0, it's still a very even game.
Absolutely. Here's a long three by Erica James and a score. Good finish downtown by Erica James, and the Bulldogs go up 10-0. And there's that full court pressure once again by Brooklyn. You love the way they're swarming the ball. Another deflection out of bounds by Sarah James. It will stay Lehman ball, but the Bulldogs defense, Zach, is all over the place.
They're playing very aggressive. I like it a lot.
So far, referees really letting both teams play. Ball deflected out of bounds again.
And that's another aggressive play by Michelle Pena of the Bulldogs.
Coach Lang has talked about he loves the aggressive play of this team, and the key is the matter of controlling that aggressive play at the same time, not overcommitting, not overdoing it on plays. That's how the Bulldogs, if they do that consistently, they'll be one of the most toughest teams to beat in the CUNYAC.
But now you can see Nina Gill just slowing the play down for the Lightning.
Bulldogs trying to get up, and driving inside was Trawale, couldn't finish, and coming up with it is Brooklyn. Gets a pass over to George, just saved it from going out of bounds, but lost the ball back to the Lightning. And bringing the ball up now, this is Nina Gill, goes to the basket, and whistle, a foul is called. No shot on the basket. 6:51 remaining in the first. Michelle Pena gets called for the foul. It's the first foul of the game, first team foul for Brooklyn College, as the Lightning now will inbound from the left.
See, now the Bulldogs are closing out the paint, making it impossible for the Lightning to get in.
Shania Gonzalez has entered the game for Lehman. And now it's back up to Gonzalez. And again, you love how the Bulldogs, 2 Bulldogs right there, taking away the passing lane, and George steals it. George on the drive, lays it up, scores. Beautiful finish by Taylor George. And the Bulldogs, with the fast break, are up 12-0 with 6:25 remaining in the first quarter.
You cannot be nonchalant with the ball, especially when Taylor George is in the lane.
Remember now, the other day the Bulldogs held an opponent to 0 points in a quarter. I had never seen that happen in CUNYAC play. Could we maybe see it again? Ball is stripped away. We get a fight for the loose ball, and a jump ball is called. Possession will go to Lehman.
I feel like Nina Gill is trying to control the entire play, doing everything herself, because she's trying, you've seen it time and again, trying to get it to Trawala, but she can't seem to get anything going. And Nina Gill, I think she just wants to make up those early baskets that she missed.
And now Lehman got called for a travel, so it's Brooklyn College ball. And, Zach, that's exactly what happens when you rely on one scorer to be the part of the offense. When you have all players standing around and they're not players you can trust to get the ball to, those weaknesses of your team get exploited.
But the Lightning is also playing with a very short bench, so Eric Johnson, head coach, is going to use his timeouts very wisely, and this is definitely not one of those opportunities. But if he had a full bench, then I would say you call the timeout, or you hold on to that first timeout up until this point, and then bring in a couple of substitutes.
Bulldogs got called for an offensive 3-second violation, so it'll be back to Lehman with the ball, and it's going to be Trawale bringing it up.
I said Eric Johnson. I meant Eric Harrison. Excuse me.
That's okay. All good. As Nina Gill now has possession, watched on defense there by Erica James. Gill, good block by Erica James on the shot, deflected out of bounds. And again, the Bulldogs just everywhere on every single passing lane and just blocking shots. And more importantly, doing them with clean defense, which is really good.
Well, the Bulldogs have saw the same scouting report as we did. It's all about Nina Gill, and they're doing all that they can to get in her way, and that's what they've been doing. She can't get the good shots off.
Trawale throws up a terrible shot from the left. Brooklyn College will rebound. It's going to be Sarah James bringing it, as the Bulldogs, again, looking to continue to build on their lead. Taylor George inside on the drive, throws up a shot, no good, and trying to fight for the loose ball, and it's taken away by Gonzalez. Lightning without a basket, without a point in this quarter with 5:06 to go. As the Bulldogs just continue to hound. The layup is good, count it, and a foul. So Lehman finally gets their first basket of the game. It was put home by Rachel Vasquez, and it will be an and one shot. So to the line also will go Vasquez for a free throw. Bulldogs will make some substitutions. Sarah James will come out. Also coming out for the Lightning. We'll take a look in a moment. Foul was called against Chanel Jamat. It's her first. Free throw on the and one is up, and it's good.
We'll definitely see some more substitutions for Coach Lang of the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Letting the starters rest. They will definitely see some more action later on in this game, but if they're able to pull away with a wide margin, expect to see the bench and the reserves to come out.
Lightning now trail 12-3. We get a whistle foul on the play, as they're going to get Valeria Rojas for the foul. It's going to be her first. First foul on the Lightning, 4:52 to play. Bulldogs made a substitution. Nancy Pham has come into the game, replacing Sarah James. And now a traveling violation, so right back come the Bulldogs with a turnover. And now it'll be Lehman ball, and we'll see if that last basket, Zach, might have given Lehman a little momentum. As the Lightning now come back the other way. Good defense being applied also by Megan Jaget, who checked into the game as well for Brooklyn.
The Lightning are moving the ball around very well. And now they don't have to deal with Taylor George, who's overly aggressive, but they still have to deal with Chanel Jamat in the paint.
That layup attempt was no good. Bulldogs, again, with the rebound. So the Bulldogs are also doing a good job forcing the Lightning to take bad shots. Oh, beautiful pass by Jamat, and the layup is good from Nancy Pham. Oh, excuse me, that was
Dasha Goodman.
Dasha Goodman, there we go. Dasha Goodman with a nice finish. Bulldogs go up 14-3 with 4:08 to go.
Dasha Goodman, the freshman, 5'8" guard from New York. New York went to Lab Museum High School. She's seeing a lot of more court time for these Bulldogs in the last some odd games.
She's played tremendously. She's a great three-point threat. The Coach Lang always described her. Foul got called on Brooklyn. It was on Nancy Pham. That's going to be her first. And we're going to get a sub as Jamat will take a seat. And in will come Sarah Labiner comes into the game, the big 6'4" freshman out of LaGuardia High School from New York, New York. Coach Lang has talked about getting Labiner more into the offense, and definitely should when you have a player of her size and her strength. Shot is up and no good. That's a Lightning fight for it, and it's stolen away. Taking the ball is Dasha Goodman. Bouncing it down low to Pena. Long open, pass for Jaget for three. Good shot attempt, no good. Labiner gets the rebound, back up to Goodman. Nice little float-up shot, no good on the side, rebounded by the Lightning.
So that last sequence for the Lightning, I think they almost had the basket. That was number 5, Rachel Vasquez, who had a prime opportunity in the paint, was able to get into the pile where those 4 Bulldogs were, but good work by Dasha Goodman just to strip the ball out of her hands.
Bulldogs for three there that was from Jaget, it's no good. Lightning will come away with it on the other end. Strawali now gets it out up top, almost stripped. Driving it in, blocked shot, out of bounds. Brooklyn ball. Lightning were last to touch. 3:05 remaining in the first quarter. Timeout has been called by Coach Lang. Bulldogs leading by 11 points. So pace of the game is still there. I feel like the pace is sort of slowed just a little bit since the Lightning's basket, but the Bulldogs are still playing very tight and aggressive defense.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are definitely playing very tight. They haven't skipped a beat with the bench players on the court, but you can look at Nina Gill of the Lightning. Excuse me. You could tell she's really hungry for the basket, for the ball, and trying to get those baskets in. She had a great start. She couldn't finish the layups. I don't know why. She's a strong player for this team. She's leading in points. But right now she is really struggling, and you could see that she's struggling to get her confidence up, and now she's going to be taking a break as she's going to sit on the bench.
This could be big for Brooklyn. You have their best player on the bench.
But their best player hasn't registered anything.
Well, this could be one of those games. It could be just one of those games. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it's going to be Pena bringing it up. Bulldogs continuing to keep going for the net. Labiner with a shot. It was no good off the side, but rebounded by Brooklyn. Jaget out to Pena. Here's a long three for Goodman. Bang! 4-3. Dasha Goodman from downtown. And the Bulldogs now go up by 14.
That was just a beautiful play. Nothing but net.
We get a whistle. Foul is called on the upcoming inbound pass. It was called against Nancy Pham. So Pham picks up her second foul. It's already the 4th team foul on Brooklyn. One more foul. The Bulldogs will be in the penalty.
There's no reason to put massive full-court press on these Lightning.
Well, it's a full-court press the Bulldogs love to utilize. Trawali on the drive, can't get the friendly roll. Ball's deflected out of bounds. Last touched by the Lightning. It'll be Brooklyn ball with 2:25 left.
Now Taylor George is going to come back into play. So you could tell that they want to be a bit more aggressive now, bringing in Taylor George.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be, who is that? Michelle Pena is going to take a quick break.
Yep. Pena was coming off a very solid game against Hunter 2 nights ago. Had a very big 3 late in the game, which really gave the Bulldogs, really played a key role in that Bulldogs win. And that ball almost got stolen, and they're going to call a foul against Valeria Rojas as she took down Goodman on that attempted steal. It'll be the 2nd team foul on the Lightning with 2:12 to go.
Do they call that a kick or a trip?
They called it a foul. It was.
Well, I know it's a foul, but
I think it was a trip. It looked like he was trying to wrestle the ball out of Dasha's hands.
But Goodman is still good. She's playing.
Yeah, she's good. Taylor George now will look for a play. Bulldogs consuming valuable time off that clock for the Lightning here. Here's a long 3 attempt for Goodman. Off the front rim. It's no good. Bulldogs trying to fight for the loose ball. Can't, and the Lightning will come away with it. Lightning have been held to 3 points this quarter. And we get a whistle, loose ball. Foul is going to go against Brooklyn. Bulldogs will now be in the penalty with their 5th foul.
So I'm not sure when the substitution took place, but Nina Gill is back in play, or maybe she wasn't substituted at all.
Nancy Pham has just picked up her 3rd foul, so she has to come out of the game. So Erica James comes back in, so Coach Lang going back to, for the most part, his platoon of starters. Still have a couple from his bench on.
3 fouls in the first quarter. That is not a good thing.
No, it's not. So Pham's minutes are going to be very much taken into consideration with the fouls she has.
And she's sitting towards the end of the bench, so I think she's going to be there for quite a while.
First free throw attempt there was no good. Second free throw up, and that is no good as well. The Bulldogs get the rebound, so the Lightning just not have been able to get anything going at all. They've had 1 basket this entire quarter. Goodman, and now Jaget trying to look for space as the Bulldogs just continue to take away the Lightning offense and just continue to shut them down. Labiner on the drive, almost had a reverse layup in. Labiner got her own rebound, couldn't put it home.
3 times the charm.
Labiner again, still fighting, gets it out, a whistle.
3-second
and
violation.
A 3-second violation. Second offensive 3 seconds called. But Labiner had a good 3 attempts at that layup shot, could not put it home.
Yeah, but Rachel Vasquez and Nina Gill were just in her way. They were just not letting up. So smart work by the Lightning defense.
As now the Bulldogs get back on the defensive side of the ball. Trewale trying to drive in, can't. And the Bulldogs just again crowding that perimeter on the outside. And a long shot just had nothing but air as the Bulldogs come away with the loose one. Bringing it inside, almost losing it was Goodman, but kept alive. Jage, nice pass down to George. Counted and a foul.
No, it does not go in.
Looked like it went in from my vantage point.
It did not go in, unfortunately.
But they did call the foul.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of it. So it's going to be the foul against Gritz. It'll be her first. And George will go to the line for 2 shots. You just love that pass from Jage to George. Found her down low in the post.
Well, Taylor George started the play. She was just driving up to get it to Goodman. And Bulldogs, they understand who their opponent is, but they're going to be playing them as if they're playing against College of Staten Island or Baruch College.
Exactly.
So they're not going to let up at all.
George, second free throw is no good. Made 1 out of 2. Bulldogs up 15. We have a deflection out of bounds. Lehman ball with just a minute to play in the first quarter.
And speaking of College of Staten Island and Baruch College, those are going to be the next 2 opponents for these Lady Bulldogs.
Baruch will be here next week on the 15th of January. Will be a very interesting game. Nina Gill gets inside on the drive. Can't get in. Travel was called against Nina Gill. And the turnovers and mistakes continue for the Lehman College Lightning as the Bulldogs taking advantage of the Lehman mistakes and leading by 15 as a result.
Well, yeah, the Lightning, they've turned the ball over going into tonight's game 321 times. Their opponent
beautiful drive on the finish by Jage. Bulldogs go up 20-3.
Bulldogs are just driving it in. Good job by Jage.
And that's what the Bulldogs, I feel, were not doing a lot of early in the year. Driving to the net, not always. You don't always need to settle for the outside 3. Yeah, there's a block by Labiner, but Labiner stepped out of bounds on that turnover as she got the ball.
The difference between this game and games past is the Bulldogs are finding the lanes. There are a lot more opportunities, and with 20.4 seconds to go, I guarantee you they're probably going to find one more if they get possession before this quarter ends.
The shot there from Rojas.
Look at this. Taylor George.
George on the drive. Scores! Taylor George off the long home run pass. Bulldogs go up 22-3, 5 seconds and counting in the first quarter. As a long 3 attempt, no good. And Zach, that was about as almost perfect a quarter as you could play if you're Brooklyn College. As they hold on, as they have a 22-3 lead going into the second quarter. And there were a lot of good things to take away from that period if you're the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs doing a great job moving the ball around. It was just at the very beginning where they seemed to be a little shaky. You don't like to see that in the beginning of the game, no matter what kind of opponent it is. You just want to be able to move the ball around, get everybody to feel it, and let the opponents that you're playing against understand that you're not going to be playing a super aggressive game at the beginning. You pick up. We've always seen this with Coach Lang and his Bulldogs team. They always start off at a really decent pace, and then they pick it up a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. I remember that one game where they just exploded out of nowhere, and that's what you would want to see in this game. They didn't do that in the beginning. They went off really strong, and I thought the Lightning were going to respond in kind because they had good possession at the beginning. Nina Gill getting the shots off, they just can't seem to be able to finish it, and that's how the Bulldogs went on that 10-0 or 12-0 run just before one of the Lightning players, and I can't remember who it is. Look at the stats real quick. It is number 5. That was Rachel Vasquez who got the basket
only 3
in.
Points.
She got the 2-point basket
and the free throw. So those are the only points of the game for Lehman so far.
And since then, you thought that the momentum was going to pick up, or maybe it slowed down for the Lightning. There was nothing for the Lightning at all. Defensively, they had a couple of opportunities. Offensively, Vasquez had a couple really good opportunities. But the Bulldogs, they're keeping their hands up.
Yep.
They're not letting the Lightning set up any place on the court where it's their comfort zone. And the fact that Nina Gill has been held without a point so far in this game, that is huge.
The Bulldogs also, I think, for the first quarter, had the fewest turnovers I've seen them commit in a quarter this year. They only had, I think, maybe 1 turnover the whole quarter, which is impressive. But we're back on the offense. We're back to the games here. Bulldogs now with possession. Here's a long 3 and a score from Taylor George. Bulldogs go up 25-3. So the Bulldogs just continuing to hammer away at the Lightning. And right now the Lightning are in a real desperation mode right now as they are trailing big time. Bulldogs with, again, just hounding the defense right up at Lightning players.
Nina Gill's got nothing, but she gets the shot up.
Gill got a shot but couldn't finish. And here comes another breakaway. George gets around Trewale on the drive. Can't get the shot to fall. Good attempt, though, by Taylor George, as the Lightning will come back with it the other way. And again, 2 players converge on one, on Gonzalez. They get around it, a whistle. Foul is called. It'll be against Brooklyn. It'll be their first team foul of the second quarter.
So for the fans that are watching or listening from home or on their phones or wherever they may be, if they know me well enough to know that they know that I'm a hockey player. And I really don't know a whole lot about basketball. But what I do know is that the Lightning players, when they're shooting the ball, they're shooting it a little too hard. And they're not – I mean, that basket was good.
First free throw was good.
But you notice a lot of the shots, they're hitting the back of the rim and just bouncing right out.
Yeah, just too strong with their shots. Second free throw is good. So the Lightning get 2 points to start their quarter. 25-5, Brooklyn College is ahead. The foul was called, by the way, on Jage. It's her first. As Jamad almost had a good little turnaround shot. Here's a long 3 from Jage and a score. Megan Jage from downtown, and the Bulldogs go up 28-5.
Yeah, that was all Shayna Gonzalez who was supposed to defend
And a steal. Jamad comes up with it. Here's a long pass to George. Scores. Taylor George off the great pass from Jamad. Bulldogs go right back up 25. They go up 30-5 as Taylor George with 13 points here in the second quarter.
She's just been silent, getting away from everybody and surprising the Lightning players with the breakaway opportunities.
Gill with a shot went off the side of the net. And once again, the Bulldogs come away. Goodman, she'll fire for 3. It's an air ball. As it deflects out of bounds, it will stay Brooklyn ball. Lightning were last to touch. And we're going to get some substitutions coming into the game now for Brooklyn. Michelle Pena is coming back in. Sarah James will also come in for Brooklyn. Dasha Goodman and Taylor George will each take a seat for Brooklyn on this change. At the top here is Sarah James. Again, the good ball movement. Sarah to Pena. Driving it inside is Erica. Layup. Can't get it to fall. And it'll be the Lightning coming away. Jamad almost stole the ball. And here comes Vasquez moving in. Blocked on the shot. Taken away by Brooklyn. And again, the turnovers. The Bulldogs making good defensive stops. And just taking plays away. Jamad on the drive with the score. Bulldogs up 32-5. With 7:38 to go.
Nancy Pham is getting ready to check back in for the Bulldogs. The only other player on the bench who's active for the Bulldogs that has not come on the court yet is number 15, Emma Cameron.
Yeah, Emmy Cameron, we have not seen her play many minutes. You do also have Ardita Shaptovich.
She's not on the bench.
She's not on the bench either, so she's not playing in this game, I guess. 5-second violation was called against the Lightning. And again, the turnovers just continue, Zach, to hurt this Lightning team. And the Bulldogs just continue to take advantage. Timeout has been called by Eric Harrison of the Lightning, and now
he has no choice.
Yeah, he just has not. The Lightning just have not been able to get anything going.
But I'm also
today.
looking at Fatimala Trowella, and she is just a little tired right now.
Yep. Well, the Bulldogs, Zach, have done a tremendous job of frustrating the Lightning offense, and you see them. The Lightning just don't know how to react to the way the Bulldogs keep getting pressure on their players, just getting into the passing lanes, and just not giving them any open look.
Well, the Bulldogs are boxing out, and that's what's very important because the Lightning, they're shooting the ball, but they can't seem to be able to hit their target. Like I said, they're putting too much oomph into their shots.
So right now, the Bulldogs have been getting just a lot of great contributions from pretty much everybody, including even their bench. Megan Jage has had 6 points, very solid couple threes she hit, and you're just seeing all the other Bulldogs just really play in perfect sync and harmony. And the Bulldogs will have possession here, looking to continue to build on the lead. Here comes Erica James on the drive. Shot blocked, shot hit under the rim, no good. Lightning will come away. Trewale will bring it up, slowing things down. And there, look, Pena right on Trewale, forcing that pass. As you see, the Bulldogs just not getting off their player. They're staying right with them. A foul is called. Pena got a little too over-aggressive. That'll be her first foul. Second foul.
Nina Gill, she doesn't seem to have the confidence that a player like her stature would have in that last play. She just wasn't in.
And again, bad turnover.
She just wasn't playing aggressive, and that's how she's been able to cough up the ball.
Gill didn't even go after that inbound. and the Bulldogs were able to steal it. Here's a long three, off the rim, no good. A good look, though. That shot was by Pham. Driving inside is Gill, lays it up, can't finish. Bulldogs with the rebound.
You don't see the energy on her face. She's just...
And Jamat got called for a travel on that long inbound pass.
But Nina Gill just driving into the paint like that, if you want to really make the basket, you have to show the determination. You have to be able to finish the play. And right now she's just letting it go up and doesn't seem to really care if it goes in or not.
Coach Lang has called a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Bulldogs still ahead 32-5 with 6:28 remaining in the first half. And Zach, you just love how the Bulldogs continue. Even though this is a blowout right now, you don't see the Bulldogs really taking any steps back. You don't see them kind of lagging on certain possessions. They're playing on each possession, and they're going after their offense.
Oh yeah, they never let
regardless.
Since the very first game that we have at WBCR have been covering games. It was 2011 against King's College, where the Bulldogs beat their opponent 80-12.
I remember that.
And
game.
I remember that entire game. Justine O'Callahan and Gracie Paganos and Nicole Frecomano did not give up the entire time, and Tiffany Thompson as well. And in a game like this, we also saw a game like this last year, I think, against Lehman College,
that's right,
where they just annihilated the opponents, but they don't give up.
That's the great mentality you love about how the Bulldogs play. They constantly go after every single play. They fight extremely hard on every possession. And we get a whistle. A travel violation was called against Gill. And again, the turnovers just continue to hurt this Lehman team. And you could see Nina Gill looks very visibly frustrated now.
The other day they played against Medgar Evers. They got the first win of the season. Nina Gill with 46 points on the night. And now she's just... I'm not sure what's going on.
The Bulldogs just are doing a good job. Taking it away is Jamat on the layup, scores. Bulldogs go up 34-5. Jamat with 8 points in this game. Under 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 5:49 to play. And we're going to get a jump ball. Possession will stay with Lehman.
I feel like Gill is just not trying right now, and that is not good. It doesn't look. It's unfortunate that you have a really short bench. It's unfortunate that you have a losing record as of right now. But you should be amazed that you won a game, a big game, on Saturday. You have a one-game winning streak. You want to play like you have a two-game winning streak.
Good inbound to Jamat on the drive and a score.
Nice work by Chanel Jamat to not give up and just to drive in.
Yeah.
But now you see the Lightning player. Nobody's there to help out Triwella.
Basically, the wind already has been taken out of the Lightning's sails.
I find that hard to believe.
That's what I'm noticing.
Nina Gill is not in the right position. She doesn't seem to be interested in playing, even though she has possession now. But look at her.
Again, another shot, no good. And you see the Lightning they're not fighting for the loose ball. They're not even trying to make an effort to go after a ball. As James drives in, Erica James, and she is fouled. 5:09 to go in the second. And will be 2 free throws coming up for Erica James. Foul will be called against Trawale. That'll be her first. We're going to have substitutions coming in for Brooklyn. Gritz is going to come back into the game for the Lightning.
And so now Nina Gill is going to sit.
Nina Gill will take a seat.
I think she just needs to rest a bit. There's one other player on the team that hasn't played yet.
come back into the game for Brooklyn, too.
Samantha Mitchell has not played yet for the Lightning.
Wondering if we'll see maybe a change there at some point, if Coach Eric Harrison will have to make a change. Right now, the Lightning, as you said, Zach, are playing very shorthanded. They only have 2 players on the bench. That's it. Second free throw from James is good. Bulldogs go up 37-5 with 5:08 to go. As the Lightning will continue to come up the court. But again, just not seeing urgency by the Lightning so early on. Jump shot is no good, and Labiner gets the rebound.
We are seeing it from Gonzalez and Vasquez, but again, they can't quite finish the play. They're just shooting it a little too hard.
Pena on the drive to Labiner, scores. Beautiful pass from Pena and a great one-handed finish by Labiner. First points of the game.
Now the Bulldogs are just taking the quick plays.
Bulldogs up 39-5.
They're putting more pressure on the Lightning by making them play offense
and there's another
than
steal.
play defense.
And there comes another steal. Bringing it up is Sarah. Erica for 3. Bang. Brooklyn College again just continuing to hit the shots. And they go up 42-5 with 4:22 remaining.
So a good full charge timeout called by Lehman because they really need this rest. Players are going to get an opportunity to sit. The one thing that I'm really noticing is you think that you're putting on pressure on a team by making them play defense. No, they're putting pressure on the Lightning by playing offense. The Bulldogs, when they get up court, they go for the quick shot, and they're making those baskets, which is something that we always thought was a bad idea. But in this case, now that they have the momentum on their side, it's good. You're up there. You get the wide open shot, you go for it, and you make the basket, and that's what the Bulldogs are doing. The Lightning, as we've seen, they're just, Nina Gill was a bit nonchalant, but you have Vasquez and Gonzalez that are really putting on the pressure, and Trawala, all three of them are moving the ball around. But the problem is they're just struggling to shoot.
Yeah.
And because of that, the Bulldogs can sense that, and they're getting in their way. They're not giving them prime opportunities to shoot. And when the Lightning do have the opportunity to shoot, they're just like, it seems a bit too hard. They're hitting the back of the rim, and it just bounces right out. So it's more pressure for the Lightning to play offense, especially if they want to move the ball around and get away from the Bulldogs, than it is for them to play defense, because they just have no chance at all.
This game really has been, in more ways than one, a microcosm of the Lightning's entire season. There's a reason why they're 1-11 this year. And it's showing right before our very eyes right here, as the Lightning now will get possession.
And this is
Wally will bring it up.
And this is a program that just 3-4 years ago won the CUNYAC championship.
It is a rebuild, and rebuilding does take time, but you want to see a team with fight. Trawale takes a long three, no good.
She has fight.
Yeah. As Erica James rebounds it, and Brooklyn will come the other way. And Pena slowing things down. Labiner again for a little layup. Can't finish. Labiner, though, fights for that rebound. Good job by Labiner. We get a traveling violation called late after Sarah James tried to go to the net. Foul was called. Bulldogs will make some subs.
And now we're going to see Emma Cameron in.
Emmy Cameron will come into the game.
So now every player that's been active for the Bulldogs in this game have had an opportunity to hit the court.
Dasha Goodman now.
Actually, no, I take that back. Ardita Shaptovich.
We have not seen her.
Shaptovich is not in.
Yep.
That's right.
So Emmy Cameron's in. Dasha Goodman has also checked in.
Because I was looking at the bench, and I thought that was Nancy Pham, and then I see where she is.
Yep. Jaji is checked in as well. Ball's deflected out of bounds, and it's Brooklyn ball with 3:39 remaining here in the second quarter.
So Nina Gill is back in play for the Lightning.
Brooklyn College right now it's been all Brooklyn since the opening tip-off of this game. Goodman swinging the ball back up top to Goodman. Bulldogs just continuing again to have good ball movement. Great pass down low to Emmy Cameron. Cameron staying with that loose ball, and we have
another 3-second violation.
Another 3 second. That's about the only negative we have to take away from the Bulldogs. That's their third time they've had an offensive 3 seconds called in this game.
That was the third. I thought that was the second one.
That's at least the third one that I've counted. That's the third one that I've seen today. But other than that, the Bulldogs just playing very solidly, as the Lightning again are just looking for answers. Another jumper didn't even come close.
That was Nina Gill again.
Nina Gill again. It's very clear, Zach. You're absolutely right. Her confidence is shaken.
But I don't know if it's her confidence. I think she just lacks the will.
On the drive, inside to Cameron, gets the friendly roll and in. And you can hear the loud, happy reaction from this crowd for Emmy Cameron, who got her first basket as a Bulldog. Bulldogs go up 44-5. Another shot from Trawale off the side, no good. Bulldogs wisely let it roll out of bounds, and Brooklyn will retain possession with 2:39 remaining. We're going to have a sub coming in for Brooklyn. Taylor George is coming back in, replacing Pena.
We're still going to see the starting five play throughout this game.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what you want to see. Bulldogs will drive inside. George. On the drive, Jaji was blocked on that shot.
Nina Gill was the one who blocked her.
So Nina Gill made a big defensive play with 2:26 remaining.
And good for her. She needs that boost.
We'll see if that can get her going, perhaps, as this game moves on. Foul was called against Brooklyn as well, so Emmy Cameron got called for her first foul. But it's only the third foul in the Bulldogs here with 2:22 to go in the first half. Here comes Gill. Shot is off the rim, no good. Rebounded, kept alive by Vasquez. Lost it. Foul is called. Brooklyn College will get called for their fourth foul. We'll check the foul. It's going to be on Emmy Cameron, so that is her second consecutive foul. Again, Cameron not having played a lot of minutes. Vasquez will go to the line for free throws. Shot is up, and it is no good. And you know what's even more incredible? The only 2 points the Lightning have scored this quarter have been from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Not even a field goal in this quarter for the Lightning. Second free throw is good. Lightning trail 44-6. 2:11 to go. And now here comes Taylor with her incredible speed. Can make plays happen. Here's a long three for Erica, and a score! Erica James
Nothing
from
but net.
downtown. Bulldogs go up 47-6. 9 points for Erica James as the Bulldogs just continue to blow away the Lightning. Another bad shot. And again, Emmy Cameron with the rebound. It's taken to Erica James now. Erica Taylor for three. Off the rim, no good. Bulldogs tipped it away out of bounds. Last touched by them, it will be Lightning ball with 1:39 left.
Now we're going to see Ardita Shaptovovic.
Yep. So Shaptovovic now will enter the game for Brooklyn. Taking a seat will be Erica James with 1:39 to play. As the Lightning now will bring up the ball. 1:34 to go in the first half. Brooklyn College with a 41-point lead. Inbounded by Nina Gill, and it's stolen away. Here comes Taylor George. One man to beat, but gets it off to Jaji. Tried to get it under. Cameron, though, picked it up. Off the front rim, no good. Emmy Cameron gets back the rebound to Goodman. Jaji will fire for three, and a score! Megan Jaji from downtown. And the Bulldogs go up 50-6.
Uncontested.
Wow.
Nina Gill, that was her person to block.
And a bad shot thrown up, but a foul is called with 1:02. Bulldogs will pick up their fifth foul, putting them in the penalty. Foul's called on Taylor George, picking up her first. Taylor George has had a great game today, 13 points. And with 1:02, the Bulldogs up 44. First free throw is good. Lightning trail 50-7. Second free throw coming up for Trawale.
Taylor George leading everybody on the court with 13 points.
Incredible. Both free throws are good from Trawale. Bulldogs lead 50-8 with under a minute to go in the quarter. Taylor George just looking for space and now gets it out. Handing it off there to Shaptovovic. The shot was deflected out of bounds on the pass intended for Goodman. It stays Brooklyn ball with 49.5 seconds to play. Jaji throws it inside. Good passing by the Bulldogs, just continuing to move the ball around. That's what you love to see.
You got 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Bulldogs intend to use every second of it as they can. And a turnover, a rare turnover by the Bulldogs today. But Cameron, look how Emmy Cameron just continues to track down Nina Gill. Again throws up a shot, no good. Cameron almost got stripped and lost the ball. And now Cameron is going to get called for the foul after that strip.
Nice work by Rachel Vasquez. She's the one who's not giving up on the play. You see Nina Gill, that was her person to guard, and she's just like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to go back into defensive mode. But Vasquez was right there to try to strip the ball and does, and draws the foul.
So Emmy Cameron has picked up her third foul. Pham is playing with 3 fouls. So definitely a little concern, some of the bench players in the Bulldogs in foul trouble. First shot from Vasquez is no good. 27 seconds left. Bulldogs leading 50-8. And the second shot is up. And it's no good. Could not get the friendly roll. Bulldogs come away with it. Bulldogs now, they can hold for the final shot. And that seems to be exactly what Taylor George is willing to do right now.
And it's smart.
Don't need to give the Lightning some momentum to end the first half. Trawale on George. And now George tried to make a move, lost it out of bounds. It's Lightning ball. George just tried to make a couple too many moves.
I think they were going to try to make the basket with only like 3 seconds to go.
2 seconds, Lightning will bring it up. The long shot, no good. And that'll do it for the first half as the Bulldogs hold the Lightning to 0 field goals in the second quarter. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I have not either, and it's very evident that the Lightning, despite the fact that they're playing short bench, they just don't have any energy at all. They lack the will to continue playing, and I'm really curious as to what their coach is going to tell them in halftime.
Oh, I think Harrison's probably going to be giving them an earful. It's one thing to be not having a good season, but it's another thing to be not having a good season and not playing at your very best.
Especially when your team captain, I believe she's the captain, Nina Gill, who is definitely one of their top players this season, is just nowhere on the boards at all except missed opportunities. She had some strong good looks in the very beginning, couldn't finish the play, and I really don't know what happened to give her this vibe of I really don't feel like being here.
It could just be a matter of, you coming off that last game. Maybe it's just a matter of just doesn't have her stuff today, and it happens to some of the best players. They just don't have their shooting for a game. But you also look at the Bulldogs have done a great job defending against her and forcing her to throw up bad shots. And that's kind of taken her off her game, too, in addition to adding to the poor play.
And the Bulldogs have some amazing players, like Taylor George, 13 points tonight. She has, 2 or 3 steals
at least,
in the first half.
And had at least 3 fast breaks during this first half as well.
And you notice in the second quarter, the Bulldogs, like I said earlier during that big timeout, that they were putting more pressure on the Lightning to play offense than for them to play defense. Because the Bulldogs, they bring it up court quickly. They go for the quick basket. They're making the baskets, which is good. And then the Lightning, they're just moving up slowly. And when you have players that just really aren't giving their all, it's really difficult to be able to correctly move the ball around, especially with the Bulldogs playing zone defense, for the Lightning to be able to get good opportunities. We've seen in the stats, Vasquez and Gonzalez, Troella, that are good from three-point range, but they're barely getting the opportunities because the Bulldogs are playing zone. So the next thing you have to do is just drive into the paint. Bulldogs are just collapsing on them, but when the Lightning are able to get in, they're taking the shots. They can't seem to finish. And you look at it, 1 for 29 from the field.
I have never seen a number like that. One for 29 from the field. I've never seen that.
Nina Gill, 0 for 13, shooting only 3.4%. Bulldogs, however, shooting 51.3%, 20 for 39, being led, again, Taylor George with 13 points, Erica James and Chanel Jamat with 10 points each, and they're the ones that are really dictating the play. Both Pena, George, James, both James sisters and Jamat are each credited with the steal. I thought Taylor George had 2. No, it's because Taylor George was getting the Hail Mary passes. That's why.
And you just love the way, the Bulldogs, even though the way this game has been going, the Bulldogs are continuing to play. They're not backing off. They're not taking a few plays off. They're continuing to attack the Lightning offense and play equally as good on defense and just forcing the Lightning to make terrible passes, and they're taking advantage of the points off turnovers as well. Bulldogs with 51% from the field. They're 8 of 15 from downtown. The only thing they haven't done a lot of is go to the line. They've only been to the line 4 times. The Lightning have actually been there 11 times, and they're 6 out of 11. But the Bulldogs, the rebounding has been just basically they're doubling them in rebounds.
But the reason why the Bulldogs are barely going to the charity stripe is because the Lightning are not challenging the Bulldogs enough in the act of shooting. And we've seen it time and again. Nina Gill is not guarding her player, and that's why they're able to make those quick baskets. If you were able to see defensive stats like that, I guarantee you Nina Gill is responsible for many of these points. And it's not like her. It really isn't.
Bulldogs are continuing to play well. They're looking for their 4th straight win of the year. They're coming off a 2-game winning streak. My apologies.
Bulldogs?
The Bulldogs, yeah. They're looking for their 3rd win in a row, I believe it was.
No, they won their last game against Hunter, but they lost to NYU.
Second game, they're looking for their 2nd win in a row. Okay, excuse me. So the Bulldogs are looking to win their 2nd game in a row, continuing to go through the CUNYAC standings. Fans, a reminder, immediately after this game, the men's Bulldogs will be here at the Quad. They will take on the men's Lehman Lightning team, and they're on an impressive run of their own. They started 1-5 on the year. They have won 6 in a row since, and they're 7-5, and they're really playing a good brand of basketball right now as they're really climbing up the ranks of the CUNYAC on the men's side. Men are coming off 2 very impressive wins, very good wins to start off 2020. They beat Centenary College here at home to kick off the year, and then a very nice win on the road at Hunter College. After trailing in the first half, they rallied in the second half behind Ori Cohen and behind Wright and Noah Shai and just others to say the least. And the Bulldogs were able to come up with that win over Hunter, and they're looking to try to keep that winning going.
Yeah, but we'll go over all of that before that later. Men's game.
Yeah, but in the meantime, if you're the Bulldogs right now, you had a dominant first half. You want to keep that second half going just as you did the first half.
Yeah, but just like them right now, we need a break.
Oh, yeah, we'll take a little break. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We will be back with an interview with the assistant coach for the Brooklyn College Bulldogs. But for now, we're going to take a little break and be back right after this. turn the camera around so they don't see us.
No. You gotta keep it facing us. What are you?
We're just turning around so we're taking a break.
No. They know how to do it on here.
Okay.
Also, the lights are.
Those headlights light up here?
Usually they'll twist it here. Usually they twist it here.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. That's why I'm thinking about it. Yeah. We don't have to switch it over for like the next 9 minutes.
Oh, my bad.
Well, this is reminiscent of that second quarter. Nothing was falling for them, and the defense just smothered them in the second quarter. This is not that, but
She's better than this.
yes, most definitely. My teammates aren't helping much.
Teammates are helping. She's not helping herself. She's not helping herself. I was saying this during the full timeout. The Bulldogs are putting more pressure on the Lightning by letting the Lightning play offense. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the baskets are transition baskets.
They're shooting it too hard. I think so, yeah. I'm going to hit it above the square.
Joe, so Joe, you notice my style from the third on that. I'm not doing as much passes into this guy. I'm turning back away from that.
Having this live.
mind.
Let me get out your way.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
All right, we are back here at the West College Gymnasium. At the end of the first half, the Bulldogs are leading 50-8 against the Lehman College Lightning. Zach Bunnick alongside assistant coach Solito. Coach, what is your assessment for the first half for the Bulldogs?
A game like this, our goal is really to cut down our mistakes, play with discipline. We had 11 turnovers, which we're not happy about. But overall, I think we did. We kept within our sets. We're running a little more zone than we normally did today. So overall, I think the key was playing our sets, not making mistakes, and other than the turnovers, I think we did a pretty good job.
The one thing I noticed in the second quarter, it seems that the Bulldogs are putting more pressure on the Lightning when the Lightning had possession in the offensive zone. Did you see that as well?
Yeah. I mean, that's what our game plan is. We want to put a little pressure on them, get turnovers. We're doing a good job. Their best player took 13 shots, but every shot was pretty tough, contested, which basically focusing on her for this game.
What's the message for the second half?
Keep it up. It's easy to get sloppy in games when you got a big lead, and we want to keep the discipline because we have games coming up that you can't be that way in those games.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Assistant coach Rocco Solito of the Bulldogs going to bring back in Jonathan Pariente, and John. He said it right. Bulldogs are making a few mistakes. 11 turnovers in the first half, and they want to cut down on that one.
Well, the turnovers for me they weren't bad turnovers either at the same time. And they were Bulldogs were trying to be a little over aggressive, just trying to make a few plays that maybe weren't there. But for the most part, if you're Brooklyn College to actually have fewer turnovers than Lehman, that's good. That's pretty good. I mean, that's what the Bulldogs really need to continue to build on. If they get the turnover problem straightened out, you know how dangerous the Bulldogs could be for the rest in this conference?
But they're still paying attention to some of the sharp shooters that the Lehman College Lightning have. They're just really not effectively finishing the plays.
Yeah, and that's, you're going to see things like that happen. But the way the Bulldogs, again, have taken away the Lightning's top scorer, the way they've taken away Gill, the way they've taken away Trewale, the way they've taken away the rest of the offense. Just tells you everything that we need to know. Now we'll see if the Bulldogs can keep up that pressure. I believe Coach Soletto mentioned just stay with the game plan that's been working so far.
Yeah, because they know that they have formidable opponents coming up, especially with the Dolphins. They're playing in Keystone College next Monday, I believe, and then they're going to come back here to play against Brew College, which is a team that was off the radar for about 5 seasons, and now they're back.
Yeah, Baruch is not to be taken light, 8-2 on the year. And I'm wondering if when Baruch comes here, are we going to see that Baruch team from the old days under Mackley Joseph, the team that had won 7 consecutive CUNYAC championships? Are we going to see that Baruch team again? Well, we're going to find that out next week. But right now, as we are about set to head back to action for the second half, as the Bulldogs right now are leading 50-8. They're halfway away from the century mark of 100 points. We haven't seen the Bulldogs score 100 points this year on the women's side. But the way it's going and the way they just attacked Lehman early, I won't be surprised if we see it at all.
They're still going to have to play a complete game because Coach Lang is not afraid to call a quick timeout if he needs to.
He will call those timeouts. The minute he sees a problem, he wants to nip it right in the butt immediately.
So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to be starting their starting 5 again. But again, we're going to see a lot of the substitutes come into play throughout the second half, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Coach Lang will pick his spots, of course, when to use them, and that's going to be extremely vital. That's what Coach Lang will realize. Remember, the Bulldogs are playing shorthanded, so as much as Coach Lang could go to the bench, he only has limited options on the bench that he can go to, particularly for a game like today.
Let's take a quick timeout for station identification.
Yep.
You're watching Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball here on WBCR via YouTube.com, your home for everything Bulldog sports.
As right now, the Brooklyn College Bulldogs are going to get possession to begin the second half. And it'll be Michelle Pena taking it up. As Pena is looking for some space. And now the Lightning have drawn a double team to start, so the Lightning definitely coming out a little stronger on defense to start things off and almost turned it over there, but the Bulldogs are able to hold on. Into Jamat. Good pass down low to James. Couldn't get the friendly roll.
Nice move
good
by
ball
Chanel
movement.
Jamat to bounce past it underneath the basket.
That's a very big quality of Jamat people don't realize is how good of a passer she is in addition to a scorer. It's incredible. And Jamat almost came up with the steal. Here's a jump shot off the rim and no good. Lightning quickly came back on the loose ball, but a foul is called. A loose ball foul is going to be called against Sarah James. That'll be her first. As Trawale took a very bad hit and went down.
See, now I'm seeing
okay.
But now I'm seeing life with this Lightning team. It's just like the beginning of the game.
But then very quickly, as the Bulldogs went on that run, the life quickly went away. But we'll see if the Lightning will be able to keep that momentum here. They've come out strong to start. Here's a shot blocked by Brooklyn. And here comes Pena. Pena, good pass to Jamat. Oh, could not quite get the friendly inside-out layup in. But the Bulldogs, again, you love the movement there from Pena to Jamat.
I also love the movement from Nina Gill. She's actually now in the game. She's playing.
And now Gill trying to get around the defense of Sarah James. Was able to get it out to Vasquez. Now it's Trawale. Throws up a shot and good.
Nice
and there's
work.
The first field goal of the game for the Lightning since the first quarter.
And they're the ones who open up the scoring in the second half.
Get a whistle. A kick ball is called. It will go against the Lightning. It'll stay Brooklyn ball with 8:43 remaining in the third quarter.
And now the Lightning have reached 10 points, but they are trailing by 40. But now again, I'm seeing life from this Lightning team. I
the
like
Lightning
it.
have definitely picked it up. It's definitely been noticeable as this second half has begun. Now, and there's the double team again by the Lightning, but a foul was called. They got a little too over aggressive. Lightning get called for their first team foul.
We haven't seen any of this from the Lightning in the first half.
So you have to think Coach Eric Harrison probably lit a fire under them in the locker room before this half began.
I would think so.
Foul was called against Rachel Vasquez. It will be her first. As the Bulldogs just continue to pressure. Jamat. Now to Pena. Here's a long three for Erica James. An air ball. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Brooklyn ball with 8:21 remaining. And here come the first of the substitutions coming into the game. It's going to be Nancy Pham coming in, replacing Erica James.
I think this is because Coach Lang saw something that he did not like.
And again, just kind of wanting to slowly phase out the rest of his starters. Here's a long three. In and out, no good. And the Lightning come away with the rebound. And here comes Gill, driving, lays it up, and can't put it home. And the fight for the loose ball, and finally a jump ball. Possession will go to Lehman. So 8:06 to go. But the aggressiveness of the Lehman Lightning are showing as they've come out with a much stronger edge to start the second half. Inbounded in, layup is good. Nice, easy finish. And I believe that was Nina Gill with her first points of the game.
Finally in the game.
And Coach Lang is now going to call a timeout. The Lightning trail 50-12 with 8:01 to play.
So this is definitely a new Lightning team. You're probably right. Coach Harrison definitely lit a fire underneath this team because now I'm seeing Nina Gill in all of the plays, and in that last sequence, it was just very easy. The Bulldogs just let her there wide open, and I don't know if they did that purposely by design, considering the layups that she was attempting and could not finish. I guess they assumed that she wasn't going to make the basket again, but you can never assume anything with your opponent. The Bulldogs know better than that, but good for Nina Gill to get on the board, and I expect to see her get more points in this game.
We'll definitely see more of that to come. We'll see if the Bulldogs will be able to keep the Lightning and their newfound aggressiveness here in this second half at bay.
But right now, the Lightning, believe it or not, have the momentum in the second half. They have a 4-0 run to start this second half.
Well, we'll see if the Lightning will be able to keep that run going. Still 8:01 to go in the third. And the Brooklyn Bulldogs definitely came out a little slow to start that quarter. I also don't even think they expected the Lightning to come out as they did to start the quarter either.
You're absolutely right on that.
Well, let's see if the Bulldogs now will make the adjustments. As Taylor George will take the ball from end court and will give it off to Pena. And you see the Lightning quickly coming up at the line. and they are not backing off this time. And again, there's a turnover. So the Lightning, again, good defensive work being done by the Lightning. As a knockdown, no call, and a bucket is good. And here comes the very dangerous Nina Gill, who's coming off swinging to start the quarter. Ball's deflected out of bounds. And now you see the Bulldogs look a couple of steps slow to start the second half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm curious what Coach Lang was telling his team during that timeout, because it seems like they did not get the message.
Sometimes the layoff can sometimes when you're going hot in the first half, a layoff like a halftime can force you guys, make a team come out flat sometimes. And again, telegraph pass deflected out of bounds off the hands of Sarah James. Bulldogs will retain possession, but now the Lightning definitely are a little quicker on the anticipation of the pass. Bulldogs again, and a foul was called on the Lightning there, as looked like Taylor George got a little tripped.
No, that was Pena.
Oh, Pena got tripped up, excuse me. Megan Jaji, Dasha Goodman, and Labiner are coming back into the game for Brooklyn. Jamat, James, and Pena now will all take a seat for Brooklyn. 7:21 remaining in the third quarter.
So it looks like Taylor George is the only player of the starting five that's on the court.
Brooklyn looking for some space, looking for an opening. Labiner with a layup. Good turnaround shot, couldn't get it to fall. George got the rebound. Here's a long three, and a score! Big bucket for Taylor George, and the Bulldogs go back up 53-14.
Nice work by the Bulldogs, playing really smart, just moving the ball at a gingerly pace, which is how they like to control the game.
And that was also a good way to stall the momentum a little bit of the Lightning, who were on that 4-0 run.
Another jump ball. Is it going to go back to Brooklyn?
It is going to be Brooklyn ball. First time a jump ball went in favor of Brooklyn this time. 6:46 remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs up 53-14. Bulldogs put up 50 points in the first half. Lightning were held to just 8 points. Here comes Taylor. Here's a long three for Goodman. Off the front rim, couldn't get the roll, but the rebound to Brooklyn. George to Jaji, 4-3. Off the front, no good. And the Lightning will come away with the rebound. So the Bulldogs had a couple chances there at another score, but the Lightning will come away. Backing off, Gonzalez. Trewale drawn inside, but Bulldogs take it away.
Had no chance against number 30, Sarah Labiner.
Dasha Goodman for three. Off no good. Rebounded by the Lightning, and they have a 2-0 break. Trewale, layup. Lays it up and in for Fatimata Trewale, as the Lightning now have scored more field goals in the second half than they did in the entire first.
Yeah, they're now on an 8-3 run in the second half.
We get a whistle, and a kick ball was called against the Lightning. It'll stay Brooklyn ball with 5:45 remaining in the third.
See, if you remove the first half from this equation, then Lehman College Lightning are playing really tight against these Bulldogs. And now the Bulldogs, what they need to do is find a way to respond.
And another turnover by the Bulldogs, and here
3-on-1.
Here comes Gill. Ball is deflected away. Good job getting back on defense by Brooklyn. Rebecca Gritz will come into the game for the Lightning. Going to the bench will be Gonzalez.
Nice work by Nancy Pham with the back check.
So right now, the Lightning trying to continue the bit of momentum they've picked up in this second half. Trewale fires for three. That's not even close, as the Bulldogs get the rebound. Taylor George will slow things down, kicking it back out. Jaji for three, and a bang and in. Megan Jaji from downtown, and the Bulldogs go back up by 40, 56-16, 11 points for Megan Jaji.
Nice work, uncontested in that last play.
That Jaji straight from Cali puts it home, and the basket's no good. A travel was called against the Lightning. Bulldogs will take possession, and we're going to get more substitutions. Emmy Cameron is coming back in for Brooklyn. Oh, excuse me, no. That is Erica James. And Shaptovich has come back in for Brooklyn as well. Here comes Erica James, kicking it out to Jaji. Taylor George for three. Bang! Taylor George from downtown Bulldogs go up 59-16.
That had to have been miscommunication by the Lightning because all 5 players were in the paint.
And now you're beginning to kind of see again, Zach, the Lightning going back to their previous way from the first half. The basket there is no good. Bulldogs come away with the rebound, 4:28 remaining in the third.
Yeah, but offensively speaking, they are still making some sweet plays.
They are.
Rachel Vasquez driving into the paint.
Erica for 3. Bang! Again. Brooklyn College with 3 consecutive threes. And they go up 62-16.
Uncontested, nothing but net. Love it.
12 points for Erica James as Gill will hand it off to Trewale, and the Lightning looking for space. Again, a good block by Erica James. Lightning will keep possession. Trewale throws up a bad shot, no good. Rebounded by Erica. Erica throws a long pass to Taylor George. Inside to Goodman, can't get the friendly finish. Just fired it too strong off the backboard. Going back with it now is Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the drive, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Sarah, off to Taylor.
This is like the sequence I've spoken about in the past.
Erica James for 3 is good.
Both teams are slowly building up momentum, but now the Bulldogs are just steamrolling at this point.
Bulldogs up 65-16, up by 49 points.
Effectively,
with 3:33 to go.
The Bulldogs have now effectively eliminated whatever momentum the Lightning were building, especially with those 3-point baskets. And now the Lehman College Lightning need that full timeout because they need to rest their players.
Bulldogs have knocked down 4 consecutive threes.
Taylor George, 19 points on the night, leading everybody on the court.
What a night she's had. And I feel like Taylor George has been due to have a night like this for a good while. We were kind of just waiting when was Taylor going to get going, and now we're finally seeing that here tonight.
You're absolutely
Jaji
right.
with 11 points. Jamat's played well. Erica James with 15 points. You know, when the Bulldogs get all these pieces clicking on the same night, they could be near unstoppable to beat.
But with 3:33 to go in this third quarter, it would not surprise me if Taylor George plays the rest of this quarter, maybe starts the fourth quarter, and then she's done.
Oh yeah, I think Coach Lang is definitely going to be looking at that. I think that's something you have to consider. The Bulldogs have very important games coming up. You can ill afford an injury at this time of the year. All these CUNYAC games are going to have a very important meaning to them at the end of the year.
But also at the same time, Nancy Pham has 3 fouls committed against her, 2 more, and she's out.
As does Emmy Cameron.
Yeah.
So the Bulldogs will have to. I guess the Bulldogs are just going to have to be very pick your spot when to bring them into the game for the remainder of this.
Absolutely.
That's what Coach Lang will definitely be looking at. Bulldogs will get back Kaylin Richburg Saturday at CSI. Resting Richburg again today with the ankle injury. Kayla Trembone will be back next week, as the Bulldogs will definitely have more of their full squad back together by the start of next week. But back to the action we go. The Lightning will bring it back up. Trewale has it, and we'll bring it over to Gonzalez. And again, the Bulldogs with a good triple team. Almost had a strip from Jaji, but a foul is called. It will be against Jaji. It will be the second foul against the Bulldogs.
So now Taylor
George will go to the bench, just as you said. Michelle Pena is back into the game, as the Lightning now will inbound. And again, there's the defense by the Bulldogs, just that pressure defense. As Trewale threw up a shot and got a friendly rolling in. The Lightning trail 65-18. 10 points in the game for Trewale. Here's a long 3 and a score by Jaji. Bulldogs with 5 consecutive threes.
She's making it look too easy.
Bulldogs up 50, 68-18, 2:50 to go. Top of the key, Trewale, kicking it out to the left for Gonzalez. Bulldogs, again with that swarming defense. 4 players, so many white jerseys. The long 3 is no good. Rebounded by Gill. Threw up a shot. Foul is called. It will be against Brooklyn, their third team foul with 2:40 to go in the quarter.
You can see Nina Gill. Now she's starting to play again.
Second foul called against Sarah James.
She's getting the opportunities.
2 free throws coming up for Nina Gill. First free throw is up, and it's good. So Nina Gill, Bulldogs have done, again, Zach, a very good job shutting her down. Just 3 points tonight for Nina Gill. Second free throw is up, and Gill knocks it down. Lightning trails 68-20 with 2:40 to go.
Nina Gill is going to get more opportunities. I know she's going to get more points.
Well,
she's going to get 10 points by the time the evening's over.
Top of the key, it's Pena. Now over to Jaji. Again, the ball movement very well played by the Bulldogs. Here's Sarah James for three. Off the rim, no good. So that's the first missed three in the last 5 attempts. Jaji, good pass out. Sarah will try again. Off the front rim, no good. That's Erica, excuse me, that time. Jaji, Pena. Again, the ball movement, just brilliant ball movement. And another 3 attempt there by Erica was no good. Deflected off the hands and still Brooklyn ball with 2 minutes to go. Bulldogs doing a very good job with the offensive rebounding, keeping possessions alive.
Because they know that they have to keep playing. They don't want to lose any time, momentum. They don't want to slack off.
Ball's thrown in, deflected out of bounds. Last touched by Lehman. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brooklyn up 48 points. And here comes a long inbound. Jaji will take another 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded, and couldn't get put in. Foul is called. It'll be against the Lightning. It'll be their third foul, the minute 55 left. We'll check the foul. It's going to be against, it will be against Nina Gill. That'll be her first. To the line will go Erica James for 2 shots.
I am curious to see how Nina Gill responds.
First free throw's up, and it is good. First points of the game for Sarah James. Second free throw coming up. Second free throw is good. Bulldogs go back up 50. They're up 70-20 with a minute 55 to go. Lightning coming up the other end as the Bulldogs doing a very good job again with the swarming defense. And now driving and good defense to force a bad shot by Gonzalez. And the Bulldogs will come the other way. Pena had it stripped away by Gill. Good strip as she comes up the other end. Here comes Nina Gill. Deflected off her hands out of bounds. It'll stay Lehman ball with a minute 25 left.
She had nothing. I think she got a lucky break.
70-20, Brooklyn College leading. Closing minutes of the third quarter. Here's a long 3 from Chihuahua, an air ball. And it will be Brooklyn College ball. As Pena. Now to Erica. Here's a long 3 by Sarah off the front. No good, and it's deflected out of bounds. Lightning ball. Driving in and a good block, but a foul. Will go against Sarah James. Brooklyn's 4th foul of the quarter. Minute to go.
I'm not sure really what's going on at this point. Minute to go in the third quarter. It just feels like the Lightning are just playing.
Yeah.
They're not really playing. They're just there.
Foul was called on Michelle Pena. It's her 3rd. And to the line will go Nina Gill. First free throw is no good. Bulldogs still at 50. We're going to have a substitute.
No substitution.
Okay. Just going back to the bench with Sarah. She comes back. Second free throw for Gill is up. And it's good. Lightning knock that down. It's 70-21.
7 points for Nina Gill tonight.
Closing in on double digits. Jaji moves inside. Here's a 3 for Goodman. Bang! Dasha Goodman from downtown. And the Bulldogs go up 73-21.
8 points for Goodman tonight.
Just everybody on the Bulldogs has been clicking tonight with big threes and just good ball movement all around. And again, there comes a double team drawn against Gonzalez. Tries to get around it, will fire up a 3. And again, no good. The Lightning, once again, the Lightning have been held to no 3-pointers in this game. Lightning have not had a 3-point field goal tonight.
They were taking a lot of ill-advised shots in the first half.
Well, you also have to credit the Bulldogs taking away a lot of those shots, a lot of those open lanes as well, forcing them into those bad shots and running the clock down at the same time. Jaji, here she is again for 3. Bang! Jaji again from downtown. Bulldogs up 76-21. 17 points for Jaji. And with 2 seconds and 1, the Lightning, Gill will throw up a shot and knocks it down as time ran out. The Lightning trail 76-23.
And that was a 3.
It was a 3 for her, so that'll put her at 10 points.
Yeah, I told you she'd get 10 points.
So the Bulldogs close out the quarter up 76-24. Bulldogs just in firm control. 9 points for Gill, so they only gave her 2 points.
Oh, okay.
It was only 2.
Still got to give credit to the Lightning because they actually showed up for this third quarter, and I felt that they were doing a great job. They were making mistakes, and they were taking advantage of the mistakes that the Bulldogs are making, but the Lightning, they're not quite there. They're still struggling to finish some of the plays, and defensively, they're just not in the right position. They could see clearly that players like Dasha Gooden and Taylor George and Maya Jage, they are in Mega Jage, they are in perfect positions from downtown in order to make those baskets, and that's what they've been doing. And the Lightning, they just keep collapsing into the paint, and they really need to change their play because that's what Eric Harrison, I believe, is telling his team right now during this timeout.
Absolutely. And again, you have to like Zach also. Remember how the Lightning started off this quarter. They came out swinging to begin, kind of got a little momentum to start, but then the Bulldogs found their rhythm as the third quarter went on. And again, the Lightning kind of went back to what doomed them in the first half, where they would just turn the ball over and just kind of playing a little more lethargic and just kind of playing flat the rest of that quarter. So the Bulldogs did a very good job exploiting that in the third quarter. And now as we go into the final quarter, Bulldogs are just 24 points away from 100 points.
I don't know if they're going to get that mark. It would be great to see, but we do have a couple substitutions. I'll let you say the names as the play goes along. But Michelle Pena is the only player for the Bulldogs from the starting 5 that's on the court.
Labiner is in there now for Brooklyn.
As well as Emmy Cameron,
yep. Cameron. So Cameron playing with 3 fouls. As the Lightning now bring it up the other way, Nina Gill, turnaround shot, got the friendly rolling in, and that will put Nina Gill over double-digit points, 11 points on the night for Nina Gill. The Bulldogs still lead by 50, 76-26. Driving it inside, Emmy Cameron tried to get a shot off and traveled. 9:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Rebecca Gritz will come back in for the Lightning. Taking a seat will be Nina Gill. As Trawale will bring it up. Gritz gets it into, and we get a whistle, and foul is called. We'll check the foul. Coach Lang doesn't seem to like it. It's the first team foul for the Bulldogs in the fourth quarter, and that's on Emmy Cameron. That is her 4th foul. So now Coach Lang has to be very careful Cameron doesn't pick up her 5th foul. Driving it inside, shot is blocked, layup attempt no good, and the Bulldogs come away with the rebound.
Does not appear that Coach Lang is going to go for the substitution at this point, so I think Emmy Cameron's going to stay and play maybe until she fouls out.
Labiner on the drive, can't get the friendly roll, but you love the move to the net Labiner made, almost had a easy put-in layup. It's just a matter of Labiner can finish those shots. She could be one dominant presence in the paint. It'll be Pena now taking the inbound. Bulldogs right now just trying to take time off the clock, looking for their second win in a row. Bringing the ball up are the Lightning now. Here's a little jumper from Gonzalez. It's no good. Kept alive by the Lightning. We get a whistle. And did the Lightning call a timeout? Yes, they did. Called a full timeout with 8:39 remaining. Bulldogs leading 76-26 right now.
They need the rest. Even though there's a 50-point differential, the Lightning feel that they could get some momentum and try to make it as close as possible. But it's all Bulldogs in this game with 8:39 to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
There's no more. There's not much hope that they have left, but they're still going to be playing their hearts out, which
absolutely.
I really want to see.
Okay.
What you got?
As we got just word now from our guys down here, Nina Gill has a shoulder injury. That's why she was taken out. So don't know if she will return for this game. Hopefully she will. But with the Lightning trailing by 50, the last thing they need to do is lose their best player for any extended period of time.
So that could be why she wasn't putting in too much play effort in the first half. So, I mean, you know me. Whenever I talk about players, she's currently on the court right now. So I don't know what's happening, but you could be right. It could be the shoulder injury. She really shouldn't be playing at all. I'm looking at her now. Now that I'm aware of this, you can see that she just doesn't have that much energy.
Yeah.
Her shoulder is taped up as she has possession.
So Gill is staying in there. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that for the rest of this game. And we're going to get another whistle. They called another foul. So now Pham picks up her 4th foul. So Pham and Cameron each have 4 fouls, so they're in danger of fouling out. As the Lightning now inbound. Driving inside, layup is no good. Taken away by Dasha Goodman, and a foul is called. That was on Pham, who brought the ball up. She was fouled. First foul against the Lightning. So Rojas now picks up her 3rd. Remember, the Lightning only have a 2-man bench. Bulldogs will bring it up. 8:15 to go. Getting it inside to Labiner. Labiner had the ball stripped off her hand, and the Lightning come away with it.
She had no support in the paint.
As Nina Gill now will bring it up. Gill try to pivot. And we get a whistle. Traveling violation against the Lightning. Bulldogs will take possession. Right now, Bulldogs still with a 50-point lead. Have not scored yet to begin this quarter. We'll see if all that will change in a moment. But now as Pena brings it up, kicks it out to Jaji. Top for Cameron. The right wing for Pena. Back to Pham. Back to Pena. Inside to Labiner. Threw up a shot. No good. But again, you like how the possession took time. Bulldogs ate up about 20 seconds on that possession.
And that's all they should be doing in this 4th quarter.
Just eat up as much of the clock as possible. Exactly. Now here come the Lightning. Gonzalez trying to look for space. Nina Gill driving inside. On the drive, shot is under the basket, no good. And it's taken away by Pham. Pham will come up with it, bring it up. Pham will kick it out to Jaji, fires for 3. Off the front rim, no good. Rebound. Cameron kept it alive. Fights for the loose ball, and Cameron got called. A jump ball is called, no foul. Brooklyn will keep possession with 7 minutes exactly to go. Substitution coming in for the Bulldogs. Ardita Shaptofovic now comes back into the game. Labiner will take a seat. And Erica James is getting ready to check in, and here she comes. Erica James will replace, she's going to replace Jaji.
No,
Pena.
that's Pena.
Excuse me, I'm getting the numbers mixed up. 2 to 12.
Megan Jaji staying in play with 17 points on the night.
She's had a great game today. Pham thought about a 3, didn't take it. But instead, we'll get it to Jaji. The shot is no good. Get a whistle, and a loose ball foul is called against Brooklyn College. 6:54 remaining. That's going to be on Erica James. That'll be her first. 6:54 remaining in the game. Bulldogs still up by 50 points. As the Lightning now will come up. Crossing half court. Gonzalez drives it into Gill. Count it, and a foul. Good finish by Nina Gill. So Nina Gill having a strong second half. Foul's going to be on Sarah James. She picks up her 3rd foul. So the Bulldogs now at 4 fouls. And free throw coming up for Gill. Shot is up, and it is no good. The Lightning, though, got the rebound off the missed free throw. Gill drives in and scores. And now the Lightning trail 76-30 with 6:36 to go. 13 points now for Nina Gill. Might actually get to 20 points.
It's very possible. Almost stolen away.
Sarah. Pham will fire for 3. Air ball. Bulldogs keep it alive. Jaji.
10 seconds of the shot clock.
Ball did not hit the rim, so yeah, the shot clock is running. Bulldogs taking as much of the time off as they need. 3 seconds to shoot.
Look at
and
this.
And Jaji will take a 3. Off the rim, no good. And the Bulldogs got the rebound, but lost it right off the bat. The Lightning come away with it. 6 minutes to go, but a good possession by the Bulldogs. A long drive and a score. And now the Lightning are on a little bit of a scoring run.
Nice work by Shania
Gonzalez
Gonzalez.
put that in. It's now 76-32. Bulldogs lead is still 44 with 5:40 to go.
This is a completely different Lightning team from the first half.
It was really just a matter of momentum. The Lightning just couldn't get anything going in the first. And again, Bulldogs taking time off the clock. Threw up a shot there from Pham. It's no good. Rebound by Trewale. Lightning will come away with it. Trewale tries to drive in. Here's a little jumper off the rim, no good by Gonzalez. Whistle, a foul is called. 5:15 to go. Bulldogs now are in the penalty. That's their 5th foul. Foul's going to be on Shaptofovic. It's her first.
Next time these two teams play against each other will be February 4th up at Lehman College. It'll be towards the end of the season.
See where the Bulldogs will be at that point. Free throw is good. You know what's even more interesting right now, Zach? Bulldogs have no points in this quarter.
You're right.
5:15, the Bulldogs have been held to 0 points. But Bulldogs are still ahead by plenty, so normally I would say that's a problem, but with the Bulldogs ahead, it's not as big a deal as it sounds. Jaji will bring it up. The ball is turned over. Taken away by the Lightning. 5 minutes to go. Driving inside. Shot is no good. Another foul is called against Brooklyn. 5 minutes to go. Referees now are really blowing the whistles a lot against the Bulldogs here. And Shaptofovic just picked up her second foul.
So she's
Lebiner's coming back into the game. So Lebiner re-enters, and another 2 free throws are coming up for the Lightning.
So Sarah James will sit for the Bulldogs.
Yep. Lightning have the double bonus, so they will get 2 free throws now per foul. Free throw is up, and it is good. Lightning trails 76-34. Second free throw is up, and it's good. 2 free throws by the Lightning, 76-35. So the Lightning already with 27 points in the second half compared to 8 that they scored in the entire first. Bulldogs still looking for their first basket of this quarter. Jaji will fire for 3. No good. Rebound Brooklyn. Here's another long 3. Off the rim, no good.
3 times a charm? No.
Nope, ball went out of bounds. Lightning ball. 4:39 left.
This is unlike the Bulldogs.
No.
They're getting the opportunities. They can't finish it.
Well, let's be very fair. The Bulldogs are playing with mostly their bench.
So that means nothing.
Nope. Yes.
That means something that they're not making it.
Yeah. So you have to sometimes wonder, but also because of how the game has been going, that's also part of it. Lightning rebound, Trewale, 15 seconds to shoot, 4:20 to go in the game. Trewale drives in, fires a layup, does not get the friendly roll. Lebiner gets the rebound, and will hand it off to Pham. Jaji will fire for 3, and scores! And that will put Jaji at 20 points. 79-35, first points of the quarter for the Bulldogs, as they lead now by 44. Lightning still coming up with it. Here's Vasquez, a jump shot, no good. Rebound taken away by the Bulldogs. Bringing it up is Pham.
Cameron's getting ready to check back in.
Foul on Lebiner. Lebiner went to the basket, got fouled. It'll be a second foul against the Lightning here with 3:39 left. Foul's going to go against Vasquez. That's her third. 3:39 remaining in the game. Emmy Cameron has checked into the game, going to the bench. Free throw is up. It's no good from Lebiner. Going to get another sub coming in for Brooklyn momentarily.
If Lebiner's able to make the shot.
Second free throw coming for Lebiner. It's up, and it is good. Got the friendly roll. So that is 3 points for Sarah Lebiner.
Oh, no, Lebiner's going to stay in the game.
Yep. Dasha Goodman comes in.
So Erica James is going to sit.
Yep. So now Coach Lang is resting pretty much his whole starting crew. As the Lightning now come up with the ball. And stripped away. No foul was called. The ball was stripped. And now a foul is called there. That's going to be against Jaji, I believe. That's going to be the third foul on Jaji with 3:25 remaining. So again to the line go the Lightning. 2 more shots coming up for Nina Gill, who has 15 points. First free throw is up. It's no good. And it's been a rough night for the Lightning from the free throw line tonight. They have missed 8 from the line. Second free throw is up. And that was an air ball, not even close. And that's going to result in the change of possession. Brooklyn College ball 3:25 to play. As the Bulldogs will inbound. Lightning applying full court pressure. As it will be inbounded to Dasha Goodman. Into Labiner and scores. Beautiful finish by Sarah Labiner. And the Bulldogs go up 82-35 with just about 3 minutes to go.
It was a tic-tac-toe play for the Bulldogs on that possession.
And now we are under 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Driving it inside, and the shot is good from Nina Gill. That puts the Lightning down 82-39. That's 17 points now for Nina Gill. Driving it in is Pham. Pham kicks it out to Jaji for three. Oh, just rattled in and out on Jaji. That would have blown the roof off the quad. Driving inside is Trawale. Layup. Hit the side of the rim and rebounded by Brooklyn. Here comes Jaji. Slowing things down. Kicking it out to the top for Goodman. Inside and could not finish there on that basket from Labiner.
That was uncontested. You just turn and push it up, but got the unfriendly roll.
Labiner's had a few of those today. Here is Gritz with the jump shot. It's no good. Rebounded by Brooklyn as we now hit the 2-minute mark. And a good, could not finish.
She gets her own rebound.
But Cameron got it back and scored. Emmy Cameron, good second effort.
They're celebrating on the bench. They could not believe that.
That's got to feel good for Emmy Cameron. 4 points for her. Bulldogs up 84-37, a minute 45 to go. Well, it does not look like the Bulldogs will hit the 100-point mark, but Bulldogs with a very solid effort here tonight. As Gill drives in, a shot hit the side of the basket, no good. And again, the noticeable grimace on the shoulder from Nina Gill. We mentioned the shoulder injury she had earlier in the third. And Jaji counted and a foul. Thought for a minute there was a delayed travel call, but it was not called. But Jaji gets the basket plus the foul. 22 points for Megan Jaji. Substitution coming in for Brooklyn.
No, so also substitution for the
Lehman.
Lightning. Number 42, Samantha Mitchell is in play.
Mitchell finally checks in. Labiner will come out. Back in comes Shaptovich. And the free throw to complete the and one.
And Shania Gonzalez for the Lightning is going to sit.
That's her fourth foul. Free throw from Jaji is off the rim, no good. Bulldogs try to get the loose ball, and it will stay Brooklyn ball with a minute 23 to go. Bulldogs up 86-37.
And immediately following this game, we're going to have coverage for the men's game.
We'll see if the men can continue to continue the momentum they had to start the year so far. Bulldogs moving the ball. Goodman. Jaji again for three. Off the rim. Cameron the rebound. Puts it in. Emmy Cameron with 6 points in the game. Bulldogs now with an 88-37 lead. As now the Bulldogs have gotten the scoring touch to begin now as the fourth quarter moved on. Inbounded. The Lightning still looking for a move. Mitchell moves in. Stripped. Gill got the ball stripped. Foul is called. It will be against Brooklyn. We'll check the foul. Under 1 minute to go. And it's on Emmy Cameron. She has fouled out with her fifth foul. So Emmy Cameron out of the game. Back in comes Sarah Labiner. But Emmy Cameron had a very solid showing to close out the game.
6
couple
points.
Of big baskets. A couple of nice baskets for her. And free throw coming up for Carrie Ann Taylor. It's Gill, excuse me.
I don't know how many points Taylor George has because she hasn't been on the court for quite a while, but I see Megan Jaji with 22. She might be leading all the Bulldogs on the court.
Yeah, she is. Taylor George had 19 points. So they've been the two leading scorers tonight. We hope to get both of them up here at the end of the game. So Gill with 19 points, just a little short of 20. Lightning might have one more possession to get her that 20 points. Here's a long three for Goodman. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Labiner. Can't get it to fall. Labiner gets it back and scores. And the Bulldogs hit 90 points, 90-39. 7 points for Sarah Labiner. 34 seconds to go in the game as the Brooklyn College Bulldogs are about to win their second game in a row, coming off the solid win the other night against Hunter. Jaji will dribble it around. Bulldogs really do not have to make another shot. Shaptovich will hand it off back to Jaji.
Yeah, but they're still feeling the pressure.
Well, now the Lightning are not going to make another foul. There's really no need to. There's really no need to, and they will not. That's going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to give up.
They're going to dribble it out, and the Brooklyn College Bulldogs with a solid 90-39 win. As the Brooklyn College Bulldogs remain undefeated in CUNYAC play. They're now 3-0. They beat the Lightning 90-39. And, Zach, this was a very solid, all-around, well-played game by Brooklyn College tonight.
I would say that it was very all-around in the first half. In the second half, starting with the third quarter, we saw what we're used to seeing, where they just play at a regular pace and then just slowly pick it up before they steamroll it in. Fourth quarter, it seemed to be like they were a bit relaxed, but, of course, they picked it up at the end in order to solidify this victory.
But you like the way the Bulldogs played throughout. You love how they took it to this Lightning team early, and that's what you have to do. I feel like that's what the Bulldogs really haven't done this year yet, was really just when they have a lead, put the opponent away. Just don't let them hang around. Don't let them back in the game. And the Bulldogs were able to do that here tonight. They put this game away early and did not look back.
Because what they've done in the past is I feel like they've overthink a lot of things, whereas here they didn't need to overthink at all. Just go right in. And I feel that they are now going to be ready for their next opponent, which will be Saturday on the road against the College of Staten Island. Then they're going to go to Keystone University in Pennsylvania on Monday, and then they're going to come back here on Wednesday for the game against Baruch College. So I think that these next three games, while it may be difficult for them, especially with the big one on the road, they could pull out with these victories.
We'll definitely see how the Bulldogs are going to pull this out. But right now, you love the way the Bulldogs have played. You love the way the Bulldogs came out tonight. Now you have to wonder, will they be able to keep this pace of play throughout the rest of the CUNYAC play of conference?
They have to.
Conference, yeah.
They have to. I mean, yes, they are going to face Medgar Evers and York College and Lehman College again. These are not the strong teams in CUNYAC play, but you don't want to take any opponent for granted. You want to keep playing as if they are the best opponent there is. And we've always seen Coach Lang time and again. We've always spoken to him about this time and again, that if he doesn't see the Bulldogs doing anything right, doesn't matter if they're up 50-0, he's still going to call a timeout and say, you got to fix this, because you want to be ready for playoffs. Because the Bulldogs, since 2011-2012 season, they've always been very strong in the playoffs. And with the exception of that one season where they won the CUNYAC championship, they've always come short. So this is Coach Lang always working on everything that needs to be done in order to get his team strong. And you see the stats there.
Yep.
They're very strong.
I actually forgot to mention, so I made a little mistake. The Lightning actually did get one three-pointer in the game.
All right.
And it was by Nina Gill, who actually did crack 20 points tonight.
Good.
I like that. So they gave... So Nina Gill had 20 points.
But for the game, her team only shot for 19%.
Yeah.
Bulldogs finishing up with 42%.
That's solid. That's how you want to finish a game. That's how you want to play. The fourth quarter is where the Bulldogs had to really kind of hold off the Lightning a little bit. But pretty much this game was all Brooklyn, going 34 of 81, 17 threes. Very solid performance. Megan Jaji had her best game of her career, 22 points. 19 for Taylor George, 16 by Erica James. Jamat didn't have to play a lot of minutes, but 10 points was all the Bulldogs really needed. She didn't have to play a ton of minutes, but she played exceptionally well. And as we go to the second half, the Bulldogs are going to, I think, be able to continue on this run. As we're going to get two Bulldogs coming in here right now, it's going to be Megan Jaji and the big Sarah Labiner joining us.
I'll let you take those interviews.
You got it. And let's see, we're going to get Sarah Labiner on the microphone first. Oh, good.
I look so ugly. This is really...
Oh, Sarah, very impressive performance. A very good game for this crew. Coming off that loss to NYU, but to be able to win that game, gutted it out against Hunter, and then to come in here and really just lay a licking on Lehman. How big of a win was this for your team today?
I think it was very good. A good win. We deserved it. We worked hard, and everyone put in their... everyone used their own skills, and we got that win.
That's it. We've been seeing now a lot more of you in the second half of this season so far. How much does it mean for Coach to give you that kind of to have that confidence in you to put you out there in big moments of a game?
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I feel like I've been improving a lot, and I feel like he's really helped me as a player. Going off not playing a year and then coming in as a transfer, I feel like I'm gonna just keep improving and go from there.
You guys play a tough group of games coming up soon. You will have CSI. You'll be going to this College of Staten Island. You'll have Baruch coming in here next week. Talk to me about how important it is to play these games now against the CUNYAC conference.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we show who we are in this CUNY conference. You know, we're Brooklyn. Let's represent the borough and get these W's.
All right. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
your
you.
time. And we're now going to bring in Megan Jaji.
It's Jaje.
Jaje.
It's okay. I'm used
I've been
to
getting it
it.
mixed up. So I had it right originally, Jaje. All right.
Yeah.
So Megan Jaje joins me. Megan, impressive performance. This was one of your best performances of your career here at Brooklyn in a short
thank
time.
you.
22 points. And really, how important was it for you guys to get off to that early start against Lehman, a team that has not played well, but you guys came out swinging in the first half?
Well, we saw this game as any other game, and we wanted to execute as much as we can, work on things that we always need to work on. So it was just like any other game to us.
Well, today's game was, because of the early start, was an opportunity for a lot of the bench to really get some well-earned play and some minutes. And how important is it to have a group to have a bench like this where really anybody could step up into a given spot at any given time, and for coach to have the confidence in every one of you guys to bring that to the table every night?
Oh yeah, it's super important to have a good bench because everyone's involved. Everyone is able to contribute to a good team wins, and that's all we're focused on, is to win.
All right, Megan.
Thank you.
Very impressive performance here tonight. Thank you for your time. I'm going to bring
Thank
in
you.
Coach Alex Lang. All right. Coach Alex Lang, very impressive performance. You guys came out swinging in the beginning, up 50-8 to close out the first half. Ironically, it wasn't long ago you held Hunter the other day to no points in a quarter. So the second game you held an opponent to no field goals in one quarter. Talk to me about how great your defense was and what approaches you took to this game today.
Yeah, well, I think we used our length. It was tough for them to shoot over our length on defense. Chanel had a couple blocks. Sarah came in and had a couple blocks. Erica did a nice job on their girl Gil, I thought, and Nancy off the bench. Obviously, and then the defense leads to offense. We were moving the ball. We were shooting the three pretty well first half. Second half, we didn't shoot as high a percentage. I didn't see the stats yet, but I could tell we jacked up a lot and missed a lot. But we definitely hit on a few threes. Megan hit 6 for the game. Erica 5. Taylor 4 threes. 17 threes is a lot of threes to hit in the game. 43 is a lot to take too, but they were kind of leaving us open. What could we do at some point? They crowded in the basket and giving us 3. It was nice to see, and we didn't play Chanel that many minutes. We didn't play some of our starters big minutes, but they, the bench did the job tonight.
The bench is one of the things I really want to bring up. It was nice to really see the bench really get involved in play today. Definitely seeing some pieces I think that maybe could have a role coming off the bench in critical moments of the game. Megan Jaje had the 22 points today. Labina we're starting to see a lot more of in the offense. Talk to me about how much these players on the bench are going to be playing a role going into the second half of the season.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, first half of the season is about experience and about learning where we are as a team. And second semester, some people are starting to get comfortable. They're starting to not think so much and just play ball. And, Megan's a great player. She hasn't gotten to show exactly what she can do yet, but I'm glad she did today because, our fans were excited. Our bench was excited for her. It was a fun game.
You're going to get your whole squad back starting tomorrow on Saturday with Kaylin Richburg, and then you're going to have Kayla Trombone coming back next week. Talk to me about how great this is to have a full squad like this, and really just to be able to, I can go to any of these players and know they can have a big game at any given time.
Oh, yeah, we're very confident in our whole team. I mean, you even saw Emmy come off the bench today, had a couple baskets, Artie getting rebounds, making good passes, and playing some solid defense. So, there's not anybody we don't trust with playing minutes on our bench. We just need to get some more experience and show some different situations so they can be comfortable in all situations. A couple times, we're facing different attacks where we're not as confident as we should be. But as we grow with experience, we have a lot of freshmen and a couple transfers, so we'll be ready to go.
All right, Coach Lang, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, John.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And we're going to wrap things